Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we've got another update on the Rooster Teeth debacle. Part, where are we at, 15, 16
I don't know.
now? Yeah, Rooster Teeth has apparently terminated both Ryan Haywood and Adam Kovic, according to this tweet that was put out last night and a statement they made on their website. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the updates that have been going on in this unfortunate situation. And, we'll probably speculate on what's going to happen to Rooster Teeth.
Oh, they get mad about that.
Not allowed to do
Then
that.
they have to come into the comments and mock us because, how dare we, even though we've been right most of the time. But,
Anyway, we're getting used to it. We're used to it.
Yeah, we've
been doing this for a while. We're used to it. All right, so before we get into it, please give us a sub. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We do have a focus on comics and animation, which is why we are covering Rooster Teeth, because it has been an absolute disaster for at least the past year.
Yeah.
With comings and goings and bad news and bad press and executives beating their wives and all this other crazy stuff.
It's just been bad. I mean, it really has.
Rooster Teeth's year has just been very bad. Layoffs. And so this is the latest debacle. For those of you who haven't seen our previous video, we're going to go out to this new article that kind of encapsulates what's going on here. That Ryan Haywood and Adam Kovic are supposedly terminated. This was actually put out last night.
Now, Haywood actually quit before that.
Haywood quit, yeah.
So he technically wouldn't be.
Well,
they parted ways. How
ways.
it was done so might be different.
Yeah, so we're going to read Rooster Teeth's statement. We'll read the statement on their website, and then we'll talk a little bit about the controversy as a whole. This is the latest. As far as we know, our code of conduct is meant for everyone in our community to follow, and that includes our staff and anyone who works or partners with Rooster Teeth.
Sounds like WarnerMedia statement.
It does sound like a WarnerMedia statement. We have parted ways with two employees whose conduct did not reflect the values we strive to uphold in our code of conduct. So they must have looked at the situation, and I know a lot of people were like, well, they shouldn't be fired for if they had extramarital affairs or whatever, that's their business, but something had to have broken the code of conduct.
Right. If you're using your platform or your position to arrange these meetings, or if it turns out that, it's up for debate about the age of certain people, that could all violate code of conduct.
Right, and we're going to talk about that. And look, I think Rooster Teeth's code of conduct has probably become a lot more strict with WarnerMedia, because they have put out multiple statements over the last couple months that they're going to have like zero tolerance for shenanigans at any of their companies. Anything that's deemed toxic or racist or whatever, they're not going to put up with it. And I know even before that went down that WarnerMedia has been looking very, very closely at Rooster Teeth.
Right. And so this, is no surprise to us. I'm surprised it took them as long as it did, but,
Yeah. So they said in a follow-up again, these are blocked. You're not allowed to comment.
Of course you're not.
Yeah. We're adjusting our programming accordingly to move forward, and we thank everyone for their support and patience during this challenging time. Another challenging time for Rooster Teeth. So let's go out and see what some of these retweets are like. So hurt by this is someone who has grown up on Achievement Hunter and its cast. This is upsetting. Justice to all the victims. We're going to talk about a little bit more about the specifics. Locked comments because they know they'll get their ass blasted by the community they built and the community they cut out. Enjoy your bed, Rooster Teeth. You earned it. What about wife beater Mike Quinn? Again, this isn't just one controversy with Rooster Teeth.
No.
It is an ongoing problem that this company has. Problems.
And just because you don't like people bringing it up doesn't make it not true.
It's funny how you refuse to name Ryan Haywood and Adam Kovic, whose misdeeds were completely documented and proven in photos, but when it comes to completely unproven hearsay allegations against Vic Mignogna, you rush to put his name out there.
I've already said my piece on this, and you know what I think.
It's a cuck move, not letting people comment. What a joke. I wonder if Rooster Teeth will delete all those old videos involving the people involved. They have to keep to their guidelines.
Well, yeah, because they went in and deleted a bunch of old videos for other things.
Don't delete Ryan's content. Even if these allegations are true, we should try and remember him for the laughs he brought us and wish him well.
Well, some of the comments they might have said in the videos as a joke now look completely different in retrospect. So they probably will go and delete things.
They probably will, because I looked at a compilation of Ryan Haywood's like best moments or whatever, and there were some jokes in there that now, in light of this situation, are not going to be very funny.
No.
So it's possible. And they were going to go through and purge Rooster Teeth content before. They talked about it a month or two ago, that they were going to go through 17 years worth of content and take out any problematic content.
So if you think they're not going to delete other things, I bet you they do. I bet you they do.
Now do the rest of your team. Funny how you're trying to name. Yeah, they're like, why didn't you name them? Why didn't you name them? Cowards. They parted with Vic for less evidence. They're suddenly careful with their words for actual.
Well, to be fair, though,
we don't know what's going on.
But beyond that, but to be fair, they might have learned some lessons after the last situation, so they might have changed the way they do things. I mean, I don't, anybody who watches the videos know what I think about that situation, but maybe they're doing different things because they got so much shit last time. No,
you don't. You only care when you get caught. Look, this is a company that is trying very hard to not get the axe.
Here, look at this one. Just cancel the whole company at this point. Too much shit these past few years. It's not worth it. Which is what we've been saying. We think it's coming, guys. I really do. And I'm sorry if you don't want to hear that. Other people are like, well, they're going to be so laughing so hard when they find out that they don't get rid of Rooster Teeth. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but something's got to happen.
Rooster Teeth, at this point, serves no purpose. I mean, what do? They create cartoon content. Now, the only reason that Genlock Season 2 is happening, as I understand it, is because HBO Max kicked in the money for it. I heard somebody else say that, like Camp and some of their other shows, they're looking for partners. The reason they did Transformers is because I guess that was left over from Machinima. And again, they need somebody else to kick in the money. So Rooster Teeth isn't even like generating its own stuff.
This isn't going to help that case.
No.
Who's going to want to partner with a company that keeps having these big PR nightmares? I mean, just for the sake of the company, this stuff's going to hurt everyone.
And it's not just, again, this is not a one-off. This is like every bleeping month.
Seems like it.
There's something going on with Rooster Teeth. There's somebody leaving, somebody getting pushed out.
That's what someone says. At this point, Rooster Teeth is just a battle royale of who's going to get eliminated and win.
Yeah.
It's
barely 2 months. There has to be some kind of record for this turnaround. We stand for social justice. We have no tolerance for racism, sexism, or harassment.
Yeah, but when I bring it up, people just mock my voice.
Yeah, right. Geeky's been getting all kinds of hate from the Rooster Teeth fan base. Well, no, I don't think they're the actual fans, because the actual fans moved on years ago.
They keep calling me all kinds of names. It's so funny because I just took a play out of the Rooster Teeth book and just started deleting their comments, because I figure I'm not allowed to say anything over there without getting deleted. So they can't say anything on mine without being deleted.
Yeah, it's bad. Now, again, going back to what we heard last year, where Rooster Teeth was at before the shutdown, before a lot of the controversy has come out now, is that Warner, even back then, was looking at rolling them into Cartoon Network, because they're like, why do we have these multiple animation companies?
And that was coming from sources a lot higher up than what you find on the internet just out there.
Well, association with Rooster Teeth.
Right,
came to us back channel during the Vic stuff, and they're like, just FYI, here's what we're hearing. Take it or leave it.
I think everybody got the idea with the comments. Okay.
So here's what they said on roosterteeth.com. Of course, they always try to put a positive spin on disaster.
They learned from Disney.
They should. Yeah, Rooster Teeth is a new Disney. There we go. Starting today, we have a handful of big programming changes that are happening immediately that our community should be made aware of. This is not a complete list, and some additional changes may be made, but we will update this post as it happens.
Basically, we're going to start investigating everyone, so there might be some additional changes. If you are a person that has not yet been named, but you have done some things, you should be concerned, because at this point, they're probably going to start digging into everyone.
Yeah, you might want to, if we see a bunch of people just start leaving Rooster Teeth all of a sudden, we know that the rabbit hole goes really deep. Yeah,
they're not going to announce it. They'll just probably suddenly leave quietly for no reason.
Right. For the most up-to-date details on programming, the VOD and Rooster Teeth TV schedules on roosterteeth.com and apps. Thank you for your patience. Achievement Hunter is taking a break. And this is like Friends. They're taking a break. There will be no Achievement Hunter live streams until October 14th. VODs continue to release, but may be staggered or delayed to accommodate our adjusted production schedule.
To accommodate our reviewing them.
Right. Funhaus is also taking some time off and will return to live stream on October 14th. VODs will continue to release, but may be staggered, blah, blah. Grudge Night premiere date initially set for today has been pushed out. Now, this is what's interesting. Funhaus and Achievement Hunter were affected by this, but there are other Rooster Teeth things that are being delayed as well.
Well, I'm wondering, are they going to take cast members from those other shows that we're going to start and put them on the other ones to try to balance it out? I don't know.
Or is WarnerMedia going to be like, you ain't doing shit until we look at your company?
That could be too.
And make sure none of these people have skeletons in their closet.
It's interesting to me that you'd think that these upcoming shows that they kind of need right now based on what happened, but they have return dates for the shows that are in question, but the shows that have nothing to do with it are now being paused. That's weird.
Yeah, the new Red versus Blue Zero, which I gotta tell you, I saw the trailer for it. Looks like trash. It doesn't doesn't look like Red versus Blue. It looks like a Tumblr version of it. Red versus Blue Zero will no longer premiere on October 19th. We're targeting the new season to begin later in the year, and we'll announce the new premiere date.
It looks like Tumblr. Are you surprised?
I think it's a good decision to take time off before addressing things. What is there to address? You have had nonstop drama with this company for the last year or two. You're pushing dates back on things. You're out there, they're trying to beg to get partners to get their shows produced. And meanwhile,
this is a bad look for that.
Yeah, and meanwhile, WarnerMedia is like, we've got zero tolerance for any bullshit. We're gonna cut company. They've said as much.
Yeah, they have made a big media blitz show of this.
Jason Kilar came right out and said, if the companies don't play ball, if they're toxic, if they're not bringing anything to the table, we're cutting them loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care. We will cut them loose. We'll sell them off. We'll do something. And Rooster Teeth, frankly, doesn't have a lot of value at this point. And none of the original people, very few of the original people, are still with the company.
Right.
There's a couple guys, but most everybody else has moved on. But here we go. Here's kind of the latest from Game Revolution.
Okay.
Rooster Teeth's Ryan Haywood and Adam Kovic embroiled in explicit photo controversy. It's also video. Unfortunately, I saw some, and they're talking about what happened. Now, we did not touch on the one person that came forward that said she was propositioned by Ryan Haywood.
Well, there's a couple. There's a couple people that apparently one person was saying that they were over 18, they did it willingly, they did it knowingly, and I don't know if it might have been with Kovic, I don't know which one it was with, but she was joking about being a homewrecker and ha ha ha, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Now she said, she was an adult. That's somebody different. This is a different person apparently.
Yeah, it's complicated, but I have to wonder. Because again, we have these situations come up, and you find out that usually it's not a one-off.
No, it's not.
And so if there are a couple people coming forward, they've got proof of things that happened, then the other stories start to come out. And, if you do this sort of thing, and this is the thing, this is why it's so stupid if you're an e-celebrity or anybody that has any kind of notoriety and you get like groupies. What the hell are you thinking? Because if things go south, and chances are they're gonna go south, there's evidence out there that you did this stuff.
And they're gonna come out and say so.
They absolutely are. Even if it's just personal clout chasing.
Right.
I'm not saying that that's what she's doing, but I'm saying, oh my God, I got proof I nailed, so-and-so. Now, she didn't go through with it, but she does have pictures of herself with him, and she's very blunt. But she said that Haywood was expressing interest in her, that they were doing the convention scene together. And we can talk about that, the convention scene.
Which we've mentioned before.
Right. They kept meeting at the scene, and she was only 17, but told him she was 18.
Right. So at that point, I'm not excusing his behavior at all because it's shitty behavior, but he didn't know she wasn't legal, or that she wasn't, illegal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He thought she was okay.
Right, right. She went into detail about her relationship with Haywood, explaining that the pair had intended. Now, they didn't go through with anything, but they intended to sleep together in a hotel room at PAX. Though these plans eventually fell through. She had second thoughts, as I recall. I watched part of the video, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to do it." However, Graves noted that she had sent and received nude and explicit images from Haywood after meeting him at the event. She also spoke of the power imbalance between Rooster Teeth's male personalities and their fans. We can talk a little bit about that because, when with the Vic Mignogna situation and everything too, what we said at the very beginning was if Vic is guilty, than like probably 95%.
Right, because we go to these conventions and we know how this stuff goes down, and they all behave that way. I mean, the flirtiness, the joking up until recently, whether it went through with anything or not, they all kind of behaved that way. And it was like expected. And a lot of these girls would be in line waiting for these voice actors, and they would have their shirts undone. They'd be watching them unbuttoning their shirts in line, flipping their hair, clearly not even 18. Some of them definitely were, but they were like propping up their boobs and all kinds of stuff, trying to look as hot as they could when they got up to the actors. All the time, not unusual.
Well, we did a panel with Matt Mercer, and I'm telling you, half that audience would have done something with Matt Mercer had they been given the opportunity.
Yeah, not that he would give them the opportunity.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they had to seek this guy out the back door.
They did. He had like a entourage of security people taking him in and out because, who knew what these people would do. But they said there was a culture where if you were lucky to sleep with one of the members, you were given status because of that. Well, couldn't you just lie and say you did? Didn't mean you actually did.
So, wait, do they actually do, is that the definition of achievement hunter? Like
apparently that's achievement hunter.
Achievement unlocked. I fucked an achievement hunter.
Yeah,
is that what?
An H or a K.
No further allegations were made about the wider achievement hunter team. Graves' video, the Ryan Haywood situation. You can go out there on YouTube. You can go find it yourself. I'm not going to link to it. There it is. Kovic was. So this is where the wires got crossed. Kovic was also the target of the leak, with reports circulating he was the subject of a catfish, in which an anonymous individual used a porn actress's image to convince the Funhaus host to share explicit photos and videos with them. These videos include Kovic engaging in sex acts with his wife.
I'd kill you if you ever did something like that.
With there being claims that Jess was unaware she was being filmed. However, these reports have been
Right, we don't
unverified.
know that. How would they know that? Unless he said, oh, she didn't know, ha ha ha. How would they know? They wouldn't know.
No. All she wanted you to do is buy her merchandise.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Kovic released a statement after locking his Twitter account, explaining that he had been the victim of an unbelievable breach of privacy and peeling back of my life.
Wait. But if your wife didn't know, how are you just the only victim of an unbelievable breach of privacy? I mean, to me, he deliberately sent videos. If this is what the case is, and he sent videos to somebody who asked for them because they're catfishing.
Yeah.
And it turns out that his wife didn't know. Who's the actual unbelievable breach of privacy victim? He's the one who sent them willingly.
He apologized for his actions in relation to those around him, saying, "I'm sorry to my coworkers. I'm sorry I got caught. My friends, most importantly, I'm sorry to my wife, who I love with all my heart. She's been nothing but good to me, and now she's having to deal with the mess I've created."
Especially if she didn't know you were filming her and sending it to people.
Yeah.
And if she didn't know you were sleeping with other people, that's a big problem, dude. I mean, it's not like fireable, obviously, but the fact that you were using your position in a company, to do so and violating codes of conduct is a fireable offense.
Right. Well, there was a violation of the code of conduct. Now there are two stories. The story that they have on here is that both of these guys decided to leave on their own. This sounds to me like Rooster Teeth shit canned them.
They could be. I mean, you never know. They're always going to spin it like they left, they chose to leave. But we know from other experiences with Disney that certain people, they made out like, oh, they're moving on. It's like they didn't want to move on. You got rid of them and then said they're moving on. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, look at John Lasseter. I mean, they kept him around for another couple months after they effectively fired him to let him ride out his contract, but they still got rid of him nonetheless.
We can speculate all day. We're never going to know.
No.
So.
So here's the thing. They admit they never did anything illegal. That's what they're saying. But various Rooster Teeth employees have shared their thoughts on the allegations, with achievement hunters Michael Jones calling it hurt and betrayal. Ruby and Red vs. Blue voice actor Lindsay Jones spoke of her overwhelming feelings of repulsion, betrayal, and rage.
Oh, well, yeah, now you have to put it down as fast as you can and speak against it right now, because I mean, I'm not saying any of these people did anything, but you have to put out these statements or Twitter will come after you. You have to put out these statements, especially if you did something yourself, because you don't want to be caught. Not saying they did, but I just seen this in the past. We saw it with the Vic Mignogna situation. All these people I am personally offended and disgusted, and then all this stuff came out about them.
Yeah.
You got to deflect, and you got to make sure you put a show of it on Twitter.
On Twitter. It's always on Twitter. It's all a performative act on Twitter. Now, I'm not saying that they're not upset, but I'm saying that so many people go to Twitter and they ham it up.
But if this was such a big thing in the community around it and everybody knew about it and it was considered an achievement, I would find it very hard to believe that some of these people didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, because this isn't like, I mean, if there's a whole subculture, which this is the first I've heard about it.
We don't follow this stuff, so that's, we wouldn't know.
If there's an entire subculture of Rooster Teeth fans or anime voice actor fans who think it's cool to get laid by one of these guys.
And it gives you status.
Don't you think that might just, blow up because of this? Because this is the first I've heard of it.
Or it'd be something that other people that worked with them on the shows would know about. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not their problem. They didn't do it. They might have known, not said anything, but that doesn't make, they didn't do anything wrong. But it's just, unless they prove that they did. The whole thing's just nuts. I don't know what to tell you. I would tell people not to worry about bothering catfishing either Kneon or I, because it will not work.
No.
And
I'm cold.
No, he that's true.
Yes, I am actually.
We would not be ones that would get caught up in any of this stuff ever.
No.
So that would not work if it was a plan that anybody had.
Because we're adults.
Well, these people are adults too.
I know
and not much difference in age.
No, that's what gets me. It's not like these guys are kids. Like, these guys are just a couple years younger than we are.
But some of the people they're taking pictures with are like, you're talking, they are 18.
Even if they were 18,
I'm just like, wow.
And you're like 35. I'm like, oh God, icky. But I mean, this is common. This is what we said, before, is that the anime scene, the con scene, this is very, very common.
It is, sadly.
We said before about with Mignogna, if he's guilty, and we didn't see any concrete proof, not like this with him, but there are so many other people that are too. There's a lot of people that are guilty of this, 100%. Because we knew when we were doing the con scene, it was like, I mean, you had guys that were like 40, 50 years old and, like 16, 20-year-olds just kind of flirting around. And I'm like, this is kind of creeping me out. This is like a frat party for nerds.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, it happens all the time, sadly. I guess the whole key to it is just don't get caught. I don't know what else to say about this. It is what it is. There's nothing I can really say. They got rid of both of them. So there's going to be changes. I think it's so they can investigate more. And to look into it more with other people. They're going to put a ship back for now, because they didn't say concrete. Well, we think it'll be then. Wait for updates. We'll update this as it happens. Changes could be made. So even the concrete dates aren't concrete. If they find other things, I'm expecting changes. I 100% think they're going to look into everyone, because they don't want another one of these to get out.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, this could be rampant this could be part of the reason that a lot of people were just kind of like suddenly leaving. We have no idea.
We don't know.
And I don't want to jump to those conclusions, but let's just say, just what we can say for sure is Rooster Teeth is in a very precarious place with WarnerMedia at this point. They're not an independent company. They've got the suits investigating this, and this is, Warner is looking to cut corners, and they've just put a huge effing target on their forehead with every one of these controversies.
Yeah.
It makes it easier and easier to just cut them loose. So,
I agree.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up?
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.